Hello everyone, Ranjita here. Welcome back to my channel. Since festive season is just around the corner, I'm here today with a very beautiful festive home decor tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a serving tray with decoupage technique, and not just that, I'm also going to share some tips and tricks on how to pour resin over it. So firstly, I'm starting with this MDF tray here. Before doing any project, your surface has to be clean. And so before going any forward, I'm going to first clean my surface. Once my surface is clean, I'm going to carefully measure the inner surface of the tray. Since most of these are handmade, they do not come in very particular custom dimensions, so you need to measure every side separately. So I've jotted down my measurements on the tray itself. Now I'm cutting my paper with which I wanted to decoupage on the tray. So I prefer measuring multiple times and cutting thin slices. Like the saying goes, measure twice and cut once. So I do not want to take the risk of overcutting my sheet. So I make this process quite slow and I do it very patiently. So I make sure that I measure very small portions and cut out very small portions at a time. I do not cut out chunks of paper at once, because accidentally, even if there is a millimeter of difference, it is not going to look good on your finished project. So as you can see here, I am making very small thin cuts, making sure that the paper snugly fits into the tray. So this is a very long process, but I'm just showing it to you. So once you get a hang of it, you can do it quite quickly, but this is the way I do it. So I make sure that I keep measuring my paper every now and then, and I cut thin strips of paper before getting it into the actual size. So as you can see here, my paper is now snugly fitting into the tray, and I'm really happy with the measurements. So now I will go forward and prep the base with my base color. For today's project, all the supplies I'm using are from the company Craft Junction. Their chalk paints are of high quality, so I usually do not prep the base while painting with these chalk paints because they're quite thick and opaque. So for this project, I'm really not prepping my base. I'm directly going ahead and painting it with the desired color of chalk paint. Here I was able to find a shade that was matching my project, but in case if you do not have a similar shade, you will have to mix and match 2 or 3 colors and get the right shade while painting the surface. So here, as you can see, I'm taking this beautiful blue color and I'm painting it on all the sides of the tray. Once I'm done painting on all the sides, I will go ahead and take this paint a little inward also. This is because in case if I have not cut my paper into the right size, and if there is slight gap on the borders, painting on all the sides and going a little inward will cover that mistake. But you can do this only when you're using a decoupage paper to do your decoupage. In case if you're using a tissue, you need always to have your base as white or light shade. So just keep this in mind. So now that I am done painting with the base color as blue, I have given it enough time to dry, and since these are chalk paints, they really do not require too much of time to dry the color. And I am just roughly taking some colors in the shades that are available on the decoupage paper that I am using. So I've just mixed blue and white here, making it a lighter shade of blue here, and I'm just dabbing this color very gently with a sponge. I have no intention of adding too much color. All I'm doing is just adding a little distressing here and there. I'm making sure that I am not having too much of paint on my brush or on my sponge. I'm having very light traces of color here and there, just to add more interest to the tray rather than just keeping it in one solid color. So this is what I'm doing. I'm taking shades that are already there on the decoupage paper, and I'm just adding hints of those color on my border just to bring everything together. This step is entirely optional, and it is your choice of colors and look that you're preferring to have. I just didn't want the tray to be in one solid color, so I've just added hints of white and green here and there on my tray to just give it a beautiful distressed look. Now I'm taking some decoupage glue. This is also from the company Craft Junction, and I am generously applying it onto the center of the tray. Since we are working with decoupage paper, this is a little forgiving, so this is not as delicate as working with decoupage tissue definitely, but you need to take care. So here what I am doing is I am applying a thin even coat of decoupage glue here, and I am starting to adhere my paper onto the tray from one side. This is because I do not want to start pasting it on all sides. So I'm starting to paste it from one side and carefully push it to the other side. By doing this, I will have very less possibility of trapping air and bubbles underneath. In order to make sure that my decoupage paper is adhering well onto the tray, I've taken a dry tissue and I'm rubbing it firmly so that there will be no air bubbles being entrapped. I'm repeating the same process onto the remaining part of the tray as well. First, I'm applying decoupage glue on the surface, and then I will be adhering the tissue. I am doing this from one side to the other. I am not placing the paper all at once. This is because I want to avoid any bubbles to being entrapped beneath the paper. But if you're a beginner and if you want to try decoupage, and if it is a non-curved surface, then decoupage papers are the best option because they give you a little leverage and they are much easier to handle than tissues. Like I always say in my previous decoupage tutorials, the trick here is to apply the right amount of decoupage glue. If you apply too less of decoupage glue, it will not adhere your paper onto the wooden surface or whatever surface you're planning to decoupage on. At the same time, if you have too much of glue, it will cause trapping of bubbles and it will give a very unclean look at the end. So make sure that you apply your glue evenly and in a good generous amount, but not too much of glue. So here what I'm doing is I'm taking a dry tissue and I'm carefully burnishing the tissue, the decoupage paper, and making sure that all the excess glue and excess bubbles are just pushed to one side. So here you can see I've beautifully transferred or stuck my decoupage paper onto the tray. Now to add some more interest, I am just adding a shade of black, just a little bit of black to bring in more depth to this tray. I am really liking how the look is turning out when I've added black. The whole thing has become so cohesive and they're looking much better with the black on. The shading part and the adding of colors is entirely your choice. If you're a beginner and you do not want to risk in color combinations and in the distressing and blending part, please play safe, go with a single bold color. It will always look beautiful whatever color you use. I am taking my time and I am adding colors, and then I will give enough time for all the layers to dry. This is very essential before we move ahead to the next step, because if you don't let your paints dry, then when you apply the next coat of top coating of decoupage glue or varnish, there is a high chance of your paints bleeding, and then that will mess up the entire work that you have done till now. So be patient when you're layering your paints as well as when you're topping it with a top coat or varnish. Please give enough time to for the layers to dry in between. So here you can see my paint and the decoupage glue has completely dry. Now all I will do is first I am taking decoupage glue and I am coating my decoupage paper completely with it. This is very important. You need to seal your paper before going ahead to the next step. This is because the paper is porous and it has a tendency to absorb whatever is applied on top of that. So if you try to directly seal it with varnish, some varnishes have a tendency to seep into the paper. So before doing that, please be very cautious and always give a top coat with decoupage glue. In fact, if you do not want to take a risk, it is always better to give 1 or 2 coats of Mod Podge or decoupage glue on your work before going ahead to the next step. Once my decoupage glue has completely dried, I am using this wood varnish and I am giving it another good generous coat of wood varnish over this. This is very important because since we are working with wood and this is an object that I will be using regularly, I wanted it to be protective, and if not completely waterproof, it would at least be water resistant if we coat it with varnish. And also, since this varnish is archival in nature, it will prevent from your underlying colors from fading off, or over time they usually fade off. So giving a good coat of Mod Podge and varnish seal is very important to preserve your work for the long time. Here I am using a water-based wood varnish. You could use any other varnish that you prefer. In case if your varnish has pungent smell, be very careful and do this step outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. After giving a good coat of varnish, I am going to give enough time for it to dry, preferably around 12 to 24 hours, because that is the time minimum required for the varnish to completely dry. So as you can see here, my tray is now complete with a good coat of varnish. You could leave it as it is, but I prefer to take it one step ahead and give it a little more beauty. As you can see, it is very beautiful as of now, but since I wanted to show you something more extra for this festive season, I'm going to go ahead with another step. Our tray is completely dry and I have taken all the protective measures. I have a mask on and I'm on a ventilated surface before using my resin. So here I am using Craft Junctions resin and I have mixed it in the proportions the manufacturer has instructed, and I have given it enough settling time so that there are no bubbles now. Now I am carefully pouring it onto the surface of the tray. Resin is a self-leveling liquid. So all you need to do is just cover it properly and then place it on a well-leveled surface. That itself will do half the job. So what I am doing here is I've poured a good generous amount of resin here, and what I am doing is with the same spoon I'm just carefully making sure that the resin spreads properly and evenly. Once the resin has spread properly and evenly, I am making sure that I place it on a good leveled surface like a tabletop or on a container that maintains the level of the work that you're doing here. At this stage, make sure that there are no bubbles on the surface. In fact, in the first few hours, you need to come back every half an hour to see that there are no surface bubbles, and you need to blow them off with a heat gun or a blowtorch. I am now cleaning the remaining surface with a dry tissue so that I do not have any excess resin splatters on the remaining part of the tray. Then I am going to give it good enough time for the resin to set on a dust-free zone. Once the resin has set, this is how the tray looks. It has turned out beautifully. The resin is crystal clear without a single bubble on it. I really liked how this beautiful decor project has turned out. Very simple basic decoupage, but giving it a resin coat has taken it to another level. You can see the close-up of the finished project here. Beautiful and elegant, isn't it? I really liked how these colors blended together and made this tray even more beautiful. I decorated it with some lamps, and this would be my centerpiece for my Diwali decoration. Not just this, I am also up with some more home decor ideas for this festive season. Make sure that you check out these videos as well. I will be back soon with some more interesting videos. I hope you will like them and you will definitely get inspired this festive season and make something beautiful for your home as well. I will be back soon with another interesting crafty tutorial. Until then, stay connected. Happy crafting. Bye.